Hi, my name is Johanna D'Amato, and I've been in the visual effects and animation industry on and off for about 20 years. And one of the things I get asked the most about younger people entering this world as a production person is how it all fits together. And most of the time when you hear explanations of how pipelines work, they're much more technical and complicated. But it's important for everybody to understand, how do you get from a script to a final image on the screen? How does that work? And so here's a little bit of a simplistic explanation of how you get from a script to the final composite. One of the things that gets me really excited about animation is going from a blank screen to a final comp. And there's many ways that I've heard it described, but it's kind of nice to hear it sometimes in a layman's version, sort of the production, if you will, version of how a shot and work moves through the pipeline. So first you have the script, and that generally goes to two different departments. First, it goes to the storyboard department, and it goes to the art department. Storyboards are in charge of creating a visual that will help tell the story from the written page. And the art department is in charge of creating assets and art packets that will be made into 3D models. And with that department, they have to look at the script and look at how things are described and come up with all the props, the environments, and the characters that they need to create. Next, it's time for assets. So the art packets that have been developed by the art department are going to go to modeling, where they are going to be developed into 3D geometry, and the art packets will also include information on what the surfaces will look like. Are they shiny? Are they soft? What do those textures feel like? So in addition to the color, they also have to come up with the three-dimensional texture of that asset. Is it wood? Is it soft? What is it made out of? And when the art department has sent those art packets and the modeling begins developing and they finally get the textures on, then those models have to go to the end departments, the back end departments, which are lighting and comp, for testing. FX is also in there, can't forget about effects. So effects, lighting, and comp are going to start doing testing on those assets so that when they get to the shot work, they already have established what the looks of the characters and the environments have to look like. Now it's time for shot work. So we take the simplistic geo that modeling has created, we take the environments, and we use simplistic versions so it's easier to get through the pipeline. And that has to go to layout. And layout establishes where the camera going to go, what characters are going to be in the frame, what other details are going to be there that they can convey in a simplistic way so they can get it to animation. Once animation takes it over, it's all about making those characters move. Is there how many characters in the foreground? Those are going to be the ones we address first. Are there crowds in the background? Is there just some blinking eyes in the background so that you know there's stuff that's alive? Is the background out of focus and doesn't even matter? All of those things are going to be addressed in the animation process. And from animation, it goes to character finaling and effects. Character finaling has to deal with all the hair on the cloth, whatever kind of geo that sticks out that maybe couldn't be fixed in asset is going to be fixed there. It's characters, it's cloth, it's all that kind of good stuff. Then you get to effects. What kind of stuff is going to be involved? Is there snow? Is there lasers? Is something coming out of someone's fingertips? That's usually going to rely on the character's movement, so that's why we'll wait till the animation's done for that. And then we get to lighting. So all those tests they had done earlier are going to come into play. They're going to be able to know what time of day it is and what the looks are supposed to be like, because they've already established that. And finally, you get to comp. And comp is the most complicated, no pun intended, process of the whole thing, because we hide everything in comp. The way that in live action production they say we're going to hide it in effects, well, in effects we say we're going to hide it in comp. So comp takes everything. They create the most complicated Photoshop file and they composite all of those layers from all the different departments. So they take the animation, they take the lighting, they take all of those different renders and they put them into a gorgeous image, sometimes 2D, sometimes three-dimensional looking, and they add a look to it, they add a flare to it, and it's the final image before it goes to post where DI and sound and all that good stuff happens. But there you go. So from storyboards to final comp, that's how you make a show.